My carpet now has glitter on it. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. I'm a mess today. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a back to school makeup look. Of course, I did one a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen that, it'll be linked in the description box. But I wanted to do another look for you guys that is back to school wearable. So if you guys want to see that, keep on watching and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that little bell to turn your notifications on, and let's get right into the video. So the first thing we're going to do is prime our skin. I did put moisturizer on before I started filming this video, so my skin is pretty clean. But I did want to prime my skin. I'm using my Benefit The Professional Matte Rescue Primer. I've said in a few videos that I do have oily skin, and I really like mattifying primers to use when I'm wearing my makeup for a long time so that it does hold on to its longevity and keep my skin matte as much as it can throughout the day. The next thing is going to be foundation, and I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Porcelain. So this foundation I did recently get, but it's a really good foundation, so I'm going to be using it probably when I go to school throughout the year. So I'm going to take my beauty blender, and I did put some on my hand, and I'm just going to dab this all over to start. And I do have a little bit of self-tanner on, so this is my darker shade. Okay, so once it's all over the skin, I'm going to bounce it in. I'm going to take a little bit down the neck. Of course, when you guys are in a time crunch, a brush is better to use. But I'm going to use my beauty blender today just to give it a little bit more of a natural finish. For concealer today, I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Swan. This is the lightest shade because I was very impatient and didn't feel like waiting for more shades to come into my Sephora, so I did grab the lightest shade. So with that being said, I'm just going to do a little bit of concealer because I don't want it to be too dramatic when I blend it out. So I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead, under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, and on my chin. And then I drag a little bit onto my eyelids to prep for eyeshadow. This is a little bit more of a fuller coverage base, so if you don't like that, I would suggest going in with a BB cream or something that has a little bit less coverage. For cream bronzer today, I'm using my Sephora I Heart Cushion Bronzer. I've actually never used this before. I got it a long time ago when it was on sale, and then I never got around to using it. You guys know I love my Wet n Wild one. And that one is dried up right now, so we're going to use this one. This one seems... no. It seems dry at first, but then I just had to really push it into the cushion. Maybe it's been sitting open for too long. But it's a really nice color. Pretty much the same thing that my other one does. To set the face, I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way powder. I really like the Too Faced Born This Way collection. That's what I'm using to set my face. And I'm using my M536 brush. And I'm just going to pat it under my eyes and everywhere that I put concealer. At first, I didn't really like this powder. But now that I've really gotten to use it a little bit more. I actually really like it. I've had this powder for about a year. I did get it when it first came out, and now I really like it. I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge and just bounce that in so that it doesn't look too cakey. I got powder all over my shirt. And for the rest of the face, I'm using my MAC Studio, what is this called? Studio Fix powder in the shade NW20. And I'm using this with my Born This Way Mr. Right brush. I'm just gonna set the perimeters of my face and then my neck also. You don't want your makeup slipping throughout the day at school. So the easiest way to prevent that is to set it and forget it. For bronzer and blush, I'm using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette. And for the first shade I'm using is my bronzer shade, which is this one. You guys have seen me use this bronzer a lot of times. I like it because it's very natural. Like, it has the shimmer particles in it. So it really gives you that natural glowy bronze that everyone loves. And I'm using my M551 brush to do this. And of course you don't want to over bronze when you're going to school because people will clock you on that. They'll get ya. So I'm going to bronze my neck so that everything matches. For blush, I'm going to be going in with, I'm going to mix the two blush shades right here. And hopefully it looks okay. I've actually never used these blushes before, but I've heard a lot of people talk about them. So I'm just going to use my E4 brush. Wow, they're really pretty. Again, I'm sure they're very natural. They kind of go overboard, so I'm going to grab my sponge and tap it out to diffuse all of the product. And then I'm going to hit the skin again with my bronzer, just because I feel like that kind of covered it all up. For highlight today, I'm going to go a little bit intense, which is not something I would usually do for school, but I'm kind of feeling this glowy look. So I'm going to use my Tarte Skin Twinkle Volume 2 Lighting Palette. Oh my gosh! My whole shade just fell out. I've had so many problems with this palette. I'm sorry, Tarte, but like this. The first time I got this palette was actually shattered. Like completely shattered. And now this shade just fell out and got all over my carpet and all over my chair. Ugh. Okay. Breathe, it's okay. I'm gonna use my shade. I don't want to hold it up. I'm gonna use this shade. It's called Spotlight. I don't want to go too heavy with this shade, but I did really want to use it. So if you don't build it up, it does kind of look just, it's really light. Like it just gives you a natural glow, but if you build it up, it does become that very intense shade. To set the face really quickly, I'm using my Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray from Maybelline. So I actually bought this when I had to take dance pictures one day, and I was on the way down to my studio and I was like, holy shit, I forgot to buy setting spray. So I stopped at Walgreens and got that, and I actually like don't mind it, but it's not the best setting spray ever. I like the matte setting sprays. So this is our skin, really good. I love the highlight. It looks very natural. I just applied my brows off camera, so now I'm going to move on to eyes. I'm using my Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes, and I'm taking Peach Meringue, which is this bone shade right here, and I'm going to set from brow bone to lid. So I start school Monday. Today is Friday and I'm not looking forward to it. I don't know when this video is going to go up. Hopefully it'll go up today if I can get the editing done, because we'll see when I post it. For transition shade, I'm going to be taking Peaches and Cream, which is this shade right here at the bottom. And I'm going to be taking my M441 brush and just running this through the crease. Of course, I'm not going to go very dramatic today, just something simple, quick and easy we can get done before school if you have a little bit more time. Of course, you guys can do more if you want, but I'm going to be taking this shade and just really blowing it out in my crease. The second shade I'm going to be taking is Peach Tea, which is this one right here. I'm going to be taking that on my M411 brush. Popping that in the crease as well. And I'm using a little bit of a smaller brush to apply this.
I always do that. I'm really focused on doing my makeup and then I forget to talk and finish my sentence. So I'm sorry for that, but I can't help it. I'm in deep concentration when I'm applying my makeup. That's right.
And then I'm also going to apply this on my outer corner to deepen it up. I'm not going to be applying any shimmer today, but I didn't want to apply too much of this because we don't have time to do a 20-minute makeup tutorial in the morning unless you wake up at like 6 o'clock, which I'm not doing. So okay, so next shade and the last shade I'm going to take is Peach Tart and Just Ripe, and I'm going to mix them together to give me a deep purple shade. And then I'm just going to apply it on my lash line on the outer corner. I'm going to take my first brush that I use and just blend that out. And I'm going to take the same brush and use the Peach Tea shade that we used and just run that under my lash line very messily. And then to highlight the inner corner, I'm going to just take whatever highlighter I have, and I'm just going to use my Anastasia Amrezy highlighter just because it's like right next to me. Otherwise I would use the same highlighter. So I'm going to apply a little bit of my NYX matte liquid liner. You guys don't have to do liquid liner, but I do like it because it defines my lashes. So I just do a really thin line on my upper lash line. I'm going to apply a little bit of my Benefit Roller Lash. And try to put a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes, and a big clump went onto them, so then I had to put more on this eye and it's not good. So I'm going to do one more quick spritz of my All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay. This thing literally is life changing. I love the setting spray. I'm going to bounce it in. So this is it for the final look. It's a little bit more dramatic than my last makeup tutorial, which is linked in the description. I wasn't planning on going this dramatic. Story of my life. You guys should like this video if you are not ready for school, because I would like that like 1,000 times, you know, come on, someone. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!